Okay, how about now? Can you hear?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear.
I need some more. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I need some of that juice. Some of that juice. The duck? All right. Hey, this is no suggestion. Oh, creaking.
Yep.
I'm Ralph Jean Pierre. Co-host Jake Joseph is here. Oh, that's you creaking.
Oh, I'm the creaker?
Maybe you stepped on a duck. Yeah, this is No Suggestion, an improv comedy podcast. We're gonna talk. We're gonna be real chill. We're gonna chill out, hang out, rolling with the homies. And today's special guest is Miriam Maissen,
Yes, that is me. Thank you very much.
aka Big Lady.
Oh my goodness.
Big ladies in the house in the Big Apple.
Yep.
Miriam, where are you visiting the Big Apple from, Big Lady?
So, one tiny correction. I am not just visiting.
Ooh.
I'm here to stay.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit. Gangster.
Forever.
Wow. Transplant.
And I came from the Swiss Alps originally.
Wow.
You know, you can't just come in and try to encroach on our territory. Like just because you're a gangster, just because you have a beard and you wear boots, you can't just encroach on our territory. This is me and Vincenzo's territory.
Yeah.
Okay.
We like to play at this chess table.
This is our chess table, okay?
I do realize that, but I really fell in love with your territory. What can we do about that?
I don't.
Like,
Everything you say feels like it has a double meaning. Like
Yeah.
you're being very polite, but you're cracking your knuckles, and you have a menace to you that I can't actually call you on it, but there's some sort of menace that you're projecting.
like you seem very dangerous, but everything you say is very, very sweet.
Yeah, I don't like it,
Oh,
and I'm intimidated by it, and I don't want to be struck over a chess table and territory.
okay.
What do you mean by you fell in love with this?
Yeah.
With our territory.
It's a very deliberate choice of words. What do you mean by that?
Okay.
I'm going to keep my hands in the air so you know that I'm not a threat, a physical
Okay.
threat.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, what do I mean? Trying to be honest.
Be honest,
Um,
please.
So, being in love, I'm not sure. I think it has something to do with joy and trust and the territory. So this place. Well, we're talking about New York City, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's specifically this chess table in New York City.
This is so confusing because you have such an open, unassuming bearing, and your eyes are actually watering from the words when you're talking about love, but you're also holding a gun.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to feel.
Oh.
You're being very vulnerable with us, but you're putting us in a very vulnerable position by pointing a gun at us.
I feel a confluence of emotions.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe we can. Well, at least we all feel vulnerable together in this moment.
It's really. I feel strange because you're tenderly touching my face, but with the gun. So it's very.
Yeah. It's like a juxtaposition of something terrifying, but it's also done with such great love and compassion.
Such great care and softness.
I'm surprised.
About what? What are you surprised about?
About the gun coming out so quickly.
You decided to do it.
Yeah.
You surprised yourself?
I did.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're vulnerable and spontaneous and menacing all in the same time.
What do you do? What are you writing there? Is that a poem?
I don't know.
It's so profound you don't know yet. Oh, wow.
Listen, let us at least finish our game?
Okay.
And then we'll leave and you can have this table.
Okay.
But I'm not sure I want you to leave.
Oh,
Okay, so we are hostages.
we're okay. Tell us what exactly. How can we negotiate this?
Well, it's a chess table, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to learn to play chess.
You don't know how to play.
Oh, okay.
We could teach you.
Yeah, we
Yes,
could teach
I
you.
don't know
Yeah.
how to play.
Oh, okay.
But I would love to play with you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
First rule of chess:
Put the gun down.
put the gun away. You're safe with us.
Okay.
Checkmate.
Yo, come on. Scene. Okay, good. Right away. Right away.
You look so terrified the whole time, Miriam.
Yeah, you're very present, but you're very like, what's happening?
Yes.
What is happening?
I wondered what is happening.
Okay, this is a rare phenomenon on this show. So I want you to give us a play-by-play. What were you thinking and feeling as the scene was beginning and as it was going on? Tell us what were you thinking? What were you feeling? What was your rationale? What was going on for you?
Not so much more than what I shared, I think. I think I was discovering the whole time what is going on here.
Yeah.
And I was hoping not to be a bad guest.
Oh, you're doing
a great
wonderful.
job. Yeah, you did a great job in that scene. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
So you haven't done much improv, right?
I did one night of improv.
Jake was there.
Yeah, at my pit
Yes.
jam.
But it seemed most people were a bit drunk that night
Oh, yes.
in the improv.
That could have been. I don't remember that night specifically, but that could have been a possibility. Was it a Friday night?
It was a Saturday night,
Oh.
even and quite late.
Yeah. Okay. Now I remember. It was a Saturday at like 11 p.m. So yes, there was a
Yes.
lot of drunk people there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to, so Miriam, aka Big Lady, is a clown.
Mhm.
And I think a very wonderful clown,
Oh, thank
comedian. I want to talk about this, but this is a goal I want to set.
you. Okay.
The goal I want to set, we may do more scenes than ever tonight. The goal I want to set is when Miriam leaves here, this is just a lofty fantasy goal, that when Miriam leaves here tonight, she will feel very confident about improv.
Okay.
That's
All right.
how I want to play, is that we'll play in such a way where by the time you leave here tonight, you'll feel like, oh, I know how to do this.
Yeah. You game, Big Lady?
Yes, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, I want to ask this. I want to go into talking about clown, but first I got two questions. One is, do you understand that there's a difference between short form improv and long form improv?
Well, I do understand the words short and long.
Okay, take
Yeah.
a guess as to what you think it means.
My guess is short form improv would mean we give ourselves, a short, I would guess the form is about the period of time. So maybe it's a short time limit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
I mean,
it.
that is true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the short time limit comes because the game is defined immediately. Like in this game, there will be 3 guests that come in and they each have a different personality trait. So it's short because there's a very obvious point to the game that the game will finish. That's why the short form games are usually short. They're very quick because you will know, okay, once these 3 things happen, the game is done. Or once this thing is discovered, the game is done. In a long form, which is what we just did, what we do in like this is a lot of what New York improv is, almost all of it. And long form, we don't know what game we're going to play when we start the scene. We're going to play a game, just like in clown. Like we'll find a game to play. We will play a game, but we have no idea what it is when we start. We're going to discover it as it's happening. In the last scene, I'm enjoying this. In the last scene, and you can chime in at any part of this.
Okay.
In the last scene, the game was that we turned you into some sort of menacing thug and bully, and we had to keep justifying it because you were so sweet and open. But what we put onto you was that you have a big beard and big boots, and you're very menacing. But the way you speak is like a poet, that's the way you naturally speak. So that's the game we had to.
Very Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music.
Yes, yeah.
Do, re, mi.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So does that make sense to you?
Yes,
okay.
Very exciting. How nice to be a student at the same time.
Oh my
as a guest.
God.
Yeah.
Will you tell us a little bit about? I want to start with, you say you're here to stay.
Yes.
What exactly is bringing you to New York? From where?
The Swiss Alps.
The Swiss
Originally.
Alps. You said this, yeah. The Swiss
Yes.
Alps. So
Yes.
all the way in the Swiss Alps to New York. What is your mission, Miriam? What is
mission?
Yeah.
So I did dream of living in New York, when I was 5 years old already. So I would say so there is this big, very romantic childhood dream. But then also more on the more real, maybe not the right word. Practical, that's the Thank you, Jake.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the more practical world. I found out that, we found out I am a clown. I think I found that out about myself. As are you, right?
Sure.
Would you say you are a clown?
Sure, yeah.
Precious, gorgeous Ralph.
Yes, precious, gorgeous Ralph.
Yes.
I would say I'm a clown, yes.
And, okay, and you, Jake?
I consider myself more of a fool. Yeah.
We're a fool and a clown. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I found that out, which is a lot already, I think, to find out. And after finding out, okay, I am a clown and I will live with that. I also discovered I am a singer and they go together. But I don't know how yet exactly. And
I'm just remembering that we've done karaoke together before.
Yes, and it was my very first karaoke time ever.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yes.
so your first improv was with me and first karaoke was with
and
Ralph. Yeah.
And now this is my very first podcast.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay, so you're going full
Yeah.
circle.
We're here to take care of you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, really. What a treat.
We're your fairy
Yeah.
godmothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now my mission, or part of my mission, is to marry the clown with. For me, I know it's the jazz specifically that I'm here to learn about. That's a very practical thing I'm doing. Also, as you so beautifully announced, Big Lady is also my mission, you could say. I like to say, yes, I'm becoming a big lady in the United States of America. And also, I would like to get married to Mr. Huge. So, in a nutshell.
That's a Sex and the City
mission.
reference?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, reference. Wow, I did a reference. Yeah.
Jazz.
So when you say that you discovered you were a clown and that was like a big revelation for you, what was like? How did that happen? What was the process of that?
And I want to go further on this. Well, not further, but I want to add to this because I think a lot of people decide they want to learn clown or they want to study clown. But the way you put it is you discovered you are a clown, which is it's not a thing that you decided upon. It's a thing that was put. It's a thing that you. It's just a fate that it just is your fate. It seems like that's how you put it. It is your fate that you are a clown, whether you like it or not. That's how you seem to put it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's how I understand it now. Yes.
Please say more about that.
Was this like a burden placed upon you? Or was it like... Well,
tell us the whole story.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try my best. So...
You guys should see the thousands of thoughts that just raced across Miriam's face. I wish I could describe it. Go ahead.
So one thing I knew for a long time is that there is something to be expressed. So something in interaction with other people. And I didn't know what it was exactly. And I went on a search, you could say.
How old were you when you feel like you discovered this?
I can't really name an age, but I for sure started actively searching in my teenage years when I was aware that I'm searching for this. It was, or maybe asking more than searching. So I started to consciously ask.
Yes.
Yes, I would say the question started in the Swiss Alps. And part of, Big Lady's legend is that I dropped out of high school in the Alps. And this was like a big moment, a good time to ask a question, I would say. And then I ran away, over the mountains, naked and screaming, and I escaped to Berlin in Germany, and I crowned myself queen there. So that was, I would say, part of asking. And then I was very much...
You're the Queen of Germany?
Yeah. No. Not at all. That would be too much.
Oh, what are you?
The
Queen of?
Miriam.
They're the Queen of Miriam.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Ideally.
Yeah.
I would say the crowning meant I would like to be the queen.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome the Queen. The entrance of the Queen
Reginald
is now proceeding.
Reginald.
Proceeding.
Reginald, wait, stop. Stop. The Queen has ran...
Simeon, yes.
Yeah, the Queen ran over the Alps. We lost her. She started running through the Alps naked, and we haven't been able to find her.
Simeon, I've commenced the procession.
I know. I tried to stop you.
The procession of the Queen has commenced.
I know. I tried to stop you before you started.
She's naked in the Alps, running through the Alps.
We don't know where she is.
Someone must locate the Queen. Bring forth the Queen's stand-in.
Is that you? Are you the
stand-in? Are you the Queen's stand-in? This is an idiot. You're the Queen stand-in.
Wait, no. I think...
Just scatting?
She's playing jazz?
You're jazzing.
Yes, and running.
You're running, and as the Queen would do.
You've been the understudy for the Queen for so many years. You must be just doing exactly what she would be doing.
This must be correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Reginald, what are you doing? Where did that trumpet come from?
There's the Queen is doing jazz. I must jazz. You have to sing a solo.
Hello. Goodbye. Salutations are big parts of life.
And now they're standing for the Queen will sing. We'll sing all about the fact that they are the Queen at this moment, and there's nothing wrong.
Thank you very much for having me as Queen. Thank you very much. What can it mean?
Stop picking your nose.
I like to pick my nose.
Don't do it.
I like to grab my toes. I think it's not that gross.
Everybody from the processional is staring at us.
What?
You're making a spectacle of yourself. You have to have grace and decorum, please.
I can do what I like.
You're a stand-up.
And now I'm with the mic. And I think I like the Queen.
Where did that DJ come from?
Seed.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The improv.
The improv.
Yeah.
It's
a lot,
beautiful.
Every time we say something very out of the landish, we're not saying it at you. We're saying it in reference to the scene, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Okay, tell us
Yes.
what, if anything, you learned about improv from this scene we just did.
From this scene.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be a profound answer, or maybe it will be.
Okay. I was I had a reassurance
Okay.
about something I learned yesterday
Wow.
Ooh.
or heard. I was talking to a jazz musician
Whoa.
and talking about improvisation, and so this lady said that there's some musician, I forgot the name, and he said that improvisation can help people understand that they can overcome struggles, because that's what is happening when we're with the improviser. And we can sense that it's a struggle. And then, but the improviser keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And so it can be very encouraging. And I was really, really very thankful to hear that. It felt very good. Yeah. And that was a bit of a struggle, to be honest, but just
Yeah.
Okay, I want to hear more about that. But what do you think about that? What do you?
I was literally just thinking to myself about like, I think in a lot of ways improv does teach you that you can overcome struggle. Because there's been so many times where I've been on stage just being like, I have no idea what's going on, what's going to happen, what to do. Like I'm just lost entirely. But then you figure it out. I don't know. Yeah.
I must say I feel the same. I think for the past few years, I've always had a real disregard is too light of a word. Disdain maybe is too heavy of a word, but actually it's probably quite right. I have a disdain and a dislike and a distrust for any idea of talent. I don't care much about it. At least in that, it doesn't seem to me to be of any use. To me, I think people mostly watch any kind of performance to watch people struggle with something and overcome it. I think that is really the underlying metaphor of every performance. So the idea that somebody's like very virtuosic and very talented and they know all the moves and they have everything under control. I think deep down inside, we actually are not fulfilled by that. I think we're fulfilled by seeing someone at the limit of their knowledge and skill and just make it. work something out or figure something out or resolve something. And it doesn't need to be arduous or painful. It can be a joyful, fun thing, but they just meet the task at hand. They just meet the problem that needs to be solved. And that meeting, that barely coming to it, I think is like satisfying to us. And subliminally, I think that's what every improv scene is, every acting scene is, every football game, every you know what I mean, everything that we watch, every jazz set, every song that a jazz trio plays, I think that's how I'm interpreting what you said. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I find it to be quite beautiful. You left off running naked through the Alps to Germany,
where you crowned yourself queen.
Queen of Miriam.
Oh, thank you for the reminder.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually, I was with a friend together. We were two, and I last moment.
Years old?
No. Two people.
Two people. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And thanks for the joke. And last minute, I grabbed the book that I had from the library, and it was called in German the art of gamely failing. If I try to translate.
Okay.
So this is while you were in Germany with your friend.
This was on the way from. This was before running, kind of just an information. There was this book, and this book for sure also led to the crowning.
Okay, so you just happened. This was just as you were running out the door, naked and screaming.
Yes.
You grabbed this book. You said, "I'm gonna travel through. I'm gonna. What's the word I'm looking for? Scurry and just run through the woods with this book. I will have at least this book with me." Which means you did not return it to the library.
Correct.
And you're currently accruing fines. Okay, and the art of gamely
failing.
The art of gamely failing. Yes. Okay. Please say more about that.
Okay, so it was a book with lots of prompts, and it was written by a clown, and it was. It told us to have a ball with us all the time. And so we did, and to touch, go touch the trees in some special ways. And what else was there? Just lots of kind of games. And I would say this was, so this was kind of the beginning. Furthermore, I became very interested in puppetry in Berlin. I started working with puppetry for some time there. And then I learned more and more about physical theater. I was still, on my, with asking, for the clown, probably. And
did you have a sense of that you were asking about clown before you read that book? Was that already in your purview? Was that already in your within your attention? Like, oh, clown is a thing, or did the book introduce the idea of clown to you first?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But just so you're looking around, you're finding some clown, you're finding some physical theater.
Yeah.
You're kind of wandering around Berlin with your friend. You were two, not years old, but two in number. Okay.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And how long were you in, how long was this process? Was this weeks, months?
Months, all in all. I learned about masks. I had some magic happening with masks, from the puppetry to masks and there it kind of, step by step, I followed those tracks and I started also playing, joining a production in physical theater, and then the big Phillippe Gaullier came after. So I was led kind of to the clown master Phillippe Gaullier in France.
How long were you with Gaullier?
I was there something more than a year, all in all.
Oh, okay. So, Jake, I don't know that you know this, but how much do you know?
I mean, I know the Gaullier School is like the Harvard of clown.
Yeah, it's
school.
the pinnacle. It's,
yeah.
It's Harvard. It's probably more like Mecca.
Yeah.
It's like where every clown hopes to make a pilgrimage to.
Yeah.
And it's quite urgent because
I understand that he's pretty old now.
He's very old. And
yeah.
he's like the foremost keeper of the Lecoq school of clown, which is like Jacques Lecoq is I believe a French teacher of theater and acting who like really brought about probably what's most seen as like the most modern version of clown, which is
that's like the Shaster Baron Cohen.
It's exactly
the white clown work or whatever.
Well, Sacha Baron Cohen studied with Gaullier.
Yeah.
And like, I think there's other living teachers, but I think Gaullier is considered the highest teacher. And like Jacques Lecoq, like conceptualized clown as like this pinnacle of being a performer. It's at the very end of his training, and it's like magical and shamanistic, but it's also physical theater and comedy. And so, yeah, Gaullier is a big deal. So, and some people go to just study a weekend or 2 weeks with Gaullier. To spend a year more with Gaullier is a big deal.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
It sounds like a big deal.
Oh, so fortunate.
Yeah. Can you want to say a little bit more about that?
Yes,
if you want.
Yeah, I didn't go there still thinking I will be a clown. Still, I didn't. But I knew as soon as I learned about him, I heard interviews where he was talking, and it just made sense, or it felt like, yes, this interests me very, 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 very much. And thank goodness I got to be there, and it was. Arriving there for me was ecstasy, really. In the first weeks,
it's not a word people use commonly.
Yeah,
ecstasy. Okay,
yeah.
say.
I
please.
apologize. Maybe I should.
No. It's a very evocative word.
Evocative.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I almost couldn't believe this world exists. I didn't know that before. I mean. I arrived there, and this beautiful, beautiful world exists, and I get to be part of it, and and all the people and the colors and the life, the aliveness, and I feel similarly now about New York. It's very similar feelings I have. I've arrived 2 weeks ago in New York City, and they feel very similar to me. The world of clown and my New York that I get to experience. So that was the beginning. Was kind of I was exploding. Oh my God, yeah.
This is a beautiful, beautiful world, and I do not want to leave. You. Don't make me leave. Please let me stay.
Sir, the zoo is closed.
Come on.
You have to leave the zoo.
Come on.
You're currently keeping the penguins up.
They're keeping me up, and they're keeping me alive. This is a beautiful world.
This is our
one exception.
This is our head penguin expert, and she's like desperately asking that you leave the enclosure.
Look at me.
Yes.
When you look at me, I want you to tell me what you see. Tell me what you see, penguin expert.
I like your eyes when you lie to me.
I'm not lying. I won't. First of all, that sounds like a song lyric.
Yeah, she sings to the penguins, and it works, and it seems to be working on you.
You know what my spirit is, then.
I I like your voice when you say my name.
I'm under the spell.
Yeah,
I think I'm being
are.
invited to stay.
No, you are not. We're under the spell, but you are not being
The
invited.
expert of the penguins is singing to me. Okay?
No, yeah.
You have to explain what... It's up to you whether or not I stay or go. And my aim is to become one of the penguins and live in this world.
You cannot live in this penguin enclosure. You got to get out of here, man.
That was a Freudian slip. It's an exposure. I've been exposed, and I'm full of the contagion of penguins.
Okay.
I've contracted penguins, which is I've become a penguin. You're the expert. You decide. I will submit to whatever you decide.
Yes.
What?
Yes to what?
You're going to let him live in here?
Or yes, I need to be ejected.
Yes. You...
Stop dancing like that. It's so hypnotic. What is it? We neither of us know what you mean.
Look, Dr. Richardson, we can't let this man live in here with the penguins. It's not safe.
Dr. Richardson, I have never gotten along with my family. I've always been an outcast, but it never fit me to call myself a black sheep. I'm a black and white penguin, and you know this about me. You must make the decree.
But it makes me crazy. Are your funny shoes?
Oh, the penguins are coming out.
Yeah, the penguins are trained to respond to her voice.
When you walk, I'm dizzy and I want to die with you.
Oh my God, a polar bear. Look at the polar bear up there on the ridge. It's playing the saxophone.
Cool.
See.
Perfect edit. Wow.
The struggle.
Yeah. Please share with us.
Yeah.
What was that bit like for you? Please, I want to know. This is just for me.
Okay, for you.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching the scene, and to be honest, I felt like, I just want to watch. I don't want to play now. And then I was invited, then, I was being very polite and saying, yes, thank you very much to the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, from what we were speaking before, dribbled this song into me from, I would say it was, just a memory from the Gaullier.
Yeah, I will say it was a very bold choice to sing, which I think was a really cool move. Like,
yeah,
I don't
it's
think
very beautiful.
I don't know if a lot of new improvisers would just take the reins to just start singing in a scene. Yeah.
No, not at all. I'm gonna offer this to you. You can, it's to be taken or left. Much like you took the book from the library of the Swiss Alps and haven't returned it. Okay. If at any point in a scene, you're, let's say, invited and you don't want to be part of the scene, one, you can just not say anything.
Okay.
Two, you can just speak your thought. I don't want to be part of this. I just want to watch. We'll probably still rope you into the scene, but you have the option then, if you're feeling something, to just say it and see what happens. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if that happens again, or you feel any certain way about the scene or about being part of it or anything, you could just say it, and then that now becomes part of the game.
Thank you for the reminder once more.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you were studying with Gaullier, and
you were describing the world.
Yes. So, what else would you like? to know maybe about.
I guess from your time with Gaullier, what was like the big lesson? Like, what's the thing that you left with?
I want to hear about what made the world beautiful, and then I want to hear
Okay.
the lesson. Yeah.
Okay, what made the world beautiful? I think, I like the question.
Mm-hmm. I sense you kind of don't, but okay, I'll take it. Is there a reluctance there to answer it? Is it difficult?
No, it's difficult.
Yes.
It's but
Here's the art where we have to overcome the struggle.
Okay. Anyway, I'm being presumptuous.
Well, or not, but I like the question because I know something new for me will come up.
Ooh, okay.
So, what made this world beautiful? Can I? I would say the aliveness,
Mm-hmm.
the intense aliveness.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, 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 intense or pure form of life, I would say. Alert maybe is a word.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the colors of, all the people, I would say, who were there. So the combination of a colorful world and a very alive world, I would say. I'm
becoming very aware that in an American context, that only means racial diversity.
Okay, it's not exclusively what I mean. It's probably part of it because there are people from all the planet at this school, as are here, and
Yes.
I do enjoy that very much.
Mm-hmm.
Wakanda. I don't know why I wanted to say that. Go ahead, keep going.
And then, the pleasure, of course. I'm sure you've heard about the pleasure of life.
I've only heard of it. I haven't been acquainted.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah.
But yeah, say a little bit more about that. That's nice.
So, just the pleasure is also big part of this world as I experienced
The clown world, the Gaullier world.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And laughter and
Again,
Like
something
by
I've
pleasure,
only heard
is it
of
like
in lore.
is it like a hedonistic place, or is it like a?
I think it's up to you.
Gotcha.
I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
Would in loose or strict terms for you, what does pleasure mean to you? What are you imagining? What is your imagination? Where does it go when you think of that? Laughter is part of it, I'll assume.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's a lightness. A lightness is part of it, and an enjoying of being, I would say, and a celebrating, I think.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this description, and how much do you relate to it based on your own? How close do you think you've been to what Miriam is describing?
I think what she's describing makes sense. I think that like all of that describes like pleasure. I think like how do I describe what I'm trying to say or what I'm thinking about?
Take your time.
I feel like the only times I've ever come close to, like, the times I came close to this was, like, I was tripping on magic mushrooms, but where, like, you feel, like, kind of like the death of ego, like, in that sense of, like, you don't really have to care about, like, how do I look or feel or, like, compare yourself to other things. You're just kind of, like, there and experiencing and kind of, like, allow yourself to be open, if that makes sense. Is that what you're trying to describe?
I don't know. I have not had this exact experience, but I like the openness that you mentioned. I think this helps for experiencing pleasure, as I understand it. What would you like to say anything about that?
I think improv and sometimes, not all the times, but clown, sometimes to an even higher degree, makes a lot of sense to me in that there's a quote that I always think about. I think about this all the time. It's in a documentary that I love called Comedian. We've probably talked about it on here before, and it follows Jerry Seinfeld. It's a year or two after he's ended his sitcom Seinfeld. You know this show? A little bit. And it's a year or two after he's ended it, and he decides to throw away all of his. He's done a stand-up special, and he decides to take 1 year to write a completely new act, which is Jerry Seinfeld is a stand-up comedian who began in the 1970s. Mm-hmm. That era of stand-up comedian didn't throw away their act and write a new act every, you know how like these are all canceled people, but like Dave Chappelle or Louis C.K. will like have a new comedy special every year or so. Comedians from Jerry Seinfeld's era didn't do that. They don't have a new act all the time. So for a comedian like him to write a new act, it's a big deal. So this documentary follows him over a year of trying to write a new act. And oh my God, okay. There's one time he's in a green room, you know, they're about to do a show, or they've already done a show, and he's backstage with, another very legendary comedian named, Robert Klein. And Robert Klein asked, they're just talking, and he goes, so were you, he asked Jerry Seinfeld, so you were the class clown? You were the funny kid in class, you know, when you were in school? And Jerry goes, no. Not at all. I was just a kid who laughed with his friends. Me and my friends, we made each other laugh. All my friends were funny. And he says, just at some point, all of my friends went and got jobs. And I didn't. I just kept doing the thing we did when we were kids. And that's how I feel about my life. Mm-hmm. I feel like every one of my friends went out and got jobs. And I was like, I'm not going to stop doing this, what we're doing. Just like laughing and being silly like I would do with my sisters or with my friend. I'm just not going to stop doing this. I'm just going to do this for the rest of my life. That's how I feel about improv. That's how I feel about clown. That's how I feel about how I've chosen to live my life. It aligns for me with that determination when I was in my teens to go, I'm not going to stop. I know that adults tend to stop. I will not stop. I'm going to laugh and be silly and be playful and imaginative the rest of my life. Does that answer your question?
Thank you for sharing that.
Okay.
That makes me think about your album. I listened to your musical album.
Which one?
Called Tryna Get My Life Together.
Wow.
And
oh my word.
I really enjoyed it.
Wow, that makes me feel good.
I'm
Say
glad.
more.
Yeah, so because, well, to be honest, there was one song that now I just thought of hearing you. I think it's called A Cool Story. Mm-hmm. Is it the one about the dreams of the wife and and all that? And so in this song, as I remember it, you described this one of the dreams you've had have of the wife, and you have the theater together, and you have children, and everybody's looked after.
Yes,
and so
this is destroying me. This is destroying me. Yes, go ahead.
And you. Well, as I understood it, one other dream is what you just described. You know, decision you made was to choose the life of this play, of this artistic expression, pleasure, this life, as you know, as an artist. And to be honest, this song, actually, I was crying when I heard it at some moment.
Wow.
So maybe, I don't know if you would like to talk about it, but I would like to ask about how are you now with your dream, with those dreams?
David, David. That's you.
Yes.
Okay, I was about to tell you that your wife is pregnant and you're going to be a father, but I'm very concerned because you don't seem to remember who you are, David.
I forgot.
Well, that is not good. That's not good for you to forget. You're going to be a dad.
Holy moly.
Yes. I'm sure your wife wanted to tell you, but she's under and she passed out, and we examined her. She's fine. It's a small concussion. It's nothing to worry about, but she's pregnant, David. Your wife is pregnant. You're going to be a father. Take your time. You don't have to. You don't need to make any response to me. I'm just here to deliver this news to you.
Hold on. Are you talking to David Clastelbury or David Strong?
This is David Strong.
Oh, you gave the wrong news.
That was an improv scene.
Yo.
David, that was an improv scene, so don't. I've been taking improv classes. You are not going to be a father.
No.
I don't know. Someday you might be a father, but I'm sorry. No, this is Castleberry.
Do you know which David you are?
I know David Bowie.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, we don't know.
This David doesn't know. You don't know which David you are. Okay, I have news to give to David Castleberry and not to David Strong.
Okay.
Can you think about which David you are? Might you have identification on you?
Yes.
Where is it?
Identification.
Do you know what identification is? You seem so sober.
I identify as David Kestel. I'm not David Castleberry, and I'm not David. I am David Strong.
Nurse, I feel like we're taking on too much as a dentist's office.
Yeah, we are.
Scene.
That was a really confusing scene. You did a great job navigating it, because we then started talking about improv within the improv scene.
That's true.
So that got confusing.
Ooh, but I thought it was beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
How do you feel? Talk about how you feel right now, and then I will answer your question.
I was thinking. I'm not helping. I was feeling not helpful.
Not at all.
That's
not
completely
at all.
wrong.
Yeah, you were very.
Really? You were wonderful.
You did a perfect job there.
Oh.
I want to go on the record and say for most of the time we've been doing this is one of my favorite episodes of this show.
Mm-hmm.
I really have been enjoying it. So you've done a great job.
No, also the improv you've been doing a great job. There's been nothing wrong.
Wonderful.
Like you've been great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not about, wrong and all that, but helping the...
No, you did the things that we were hoping you would do.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So
we have about 5 minutes left. I'm going to try to answer your question in a minute.
Okay, I'm listening.
I am in an odd place in my life because I had, after I wrote that song, I met a woman and was in a relationship with that woman for almost 5 years who I thought made that song irrelevant. And I met her. I wrote and completed that song before I met her. And when I was with her, she helped me get that song recorded into the form you saw it in. Okay. And I thought that I would that song wasn't going to be relevant in my life anymore because I thought I'd met the person who was in that song. We broke up, and it turns out they weren't. And it turns out that that song is more relevant in my life than ever. I'm getting sad. I don't know at this point if I believe in that dream anymore because the breakup was very painful. Because that dream was so real to me and so true to me. And I thought I'd had it, and I don't have it. And that hurts a lot, but it's probably good for the life of the song. Not good for my life, but for the life of the song, it's very good. So that's where I'm at, and I don't know how much I believe anymore that it's possible. I feel like I've lost faith in that dream. The art dream feels more tangible. The dream of a wife and a family that can live inside of that art dream feels very far away now. I've made things sad, but that's the honest answer.
I don't know if I would say that was. I mean, I think I can understand that you feel sad.
I am very sad.
Yeah. But I don't think that you sharing that made things sad. I think that was like a real story of resilience.
Really?
Yeah.
Resilience. Okay. I'll take that. It's so odd because one of the things my ex said to me, which was very smart. I'm reluctant to share this just because it feels self-serving, but whatever. She said a thing an issue that I have that is my own issue is I think often I'm like hurting or in pain or sad, and there isn't much anyone can do because my bearing isn't as someone who needs help. I don't come across as somebody who needs help, or I come across as pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Self-assured and
independent, self-reliant.
Yeah, all those things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think I do. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I don't know what the point was. Anyway.
I would like to say I'm very sorry to hear about your pain.
I appreciate that.
And also, if I may, I would like to believe for you in your dream of a very happy family, if I may, because I can easily do it for you. It's easier often to do it for someone else than for ourselves, I think. And
that's true.
Beautiful, precious, gorgeous Ralph, if I may, I can easily believe for you, and many blessings for you.
Yeah, that was very sweet and empathetic, Miriam.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I also, I don't know, I think there was one thing that you said where it's clear that you have to let some of this go or put it down for a while, but that doesn't mean you can't pick it back up later or find it again or...
Yeah. I'm aware that my feelings are probably temporary. It's a funny thing. Oh, we got to close out. It's a funny thing to be, I'm almost 40, and it's the first time my heart's been broken in my life. So I've been able to get pretty old without it happening. So I guess I have no practice. Miriam, tell people how to find you on the internet to follow you, Big Lady.
Very soon I will have a big website for Big Lady. It will be big and then thing.
You got 10 seconds.
Lady.com. Also Instagram, biglady.mir.i.m. Miriam.
Biglady.mir.i.m. And it'll also be in the description of the show, in the show notes.
Miriam Maissen.
Miriam Maissen.
Yeah.
With 2 S's.
Yes, and Aisen.
Yes.
I'm Jake Joseph, and you can find me at Foolish Boy.
And I'm Precious Gorgeous Ralph. You can find me at preciousgorgeous.com. This is No Suggestion. Bye.